Hey guys, Council Glenn with Bridging the Gap, where we talk about bridging the generational gap as well as the wealth gap. We literally take you step by step and tell you how to bridge that gap from where you are to where you want to be from the aspect of a boomer, somebody that's been there, done that in the Xer. Hope you guys enjoyed the content. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and make sure you hit the bell notification. We want to let you know as soon as we drop something, we want you guys to get it, want you to be first. So make sure you do those two things for us, and we can't wait to drop some more content. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you're watching. Welcome to Bridging the Gap. I'm your host, Council Glenn.
Hey guys, William V. Thompson.
How you doing, man?
I am doing well, a little tired, and it's been a long tax season, but boy, I tell you, helping a lot of people, making a little money, learning some strategies that can really make a difference. But to answer your question, I'm doing outstanding.
Excellent. I know we're doing lesson 17.
17, man, we just came out of lesson 16. We talked about cutting T.E.D, and we talked about from a business perspective, taxes, and how people could save money. And today we're going to do the E as relates to T.E.D, and that's going to be expenses. Cutting expenses without having a business.
Okay. Let's jump right in.
Okay. One of the first fallacies is the fact that a lot of people always feel like that in order to do anything, you have to have a business. And no doubt about it, a business does make things easier.
Mm-hmm.
But I tell people, I think it was back podcast, 12 or so, we talked about your financial number, having a spending plan. So one of the first things you want to do, if you're going to cut T.E.D or expenses without a business, it's imperative that you have your cash flow and that you take the time to look at everything on your cash flow plan, because that cash flow plan has a lot of money. And we're going to show you how to start getting money from your cash flow plan.
Agreed. I think this one may be overlooked, but it's a foundational piece.
It is, man. It really is.
Yeah,
it really is. Man, because I think because of all the hype we see in the world today, everything is about making money. And like I said, we love making money, but the initial response is cutting T.E.D or expenses based on your spending plan. And we're going to give people 4 general strategies today. And if they were to embrace those, the average person can get on the low end about $400 a month. And on the high end, depends on how bad you want it, about $1,000 a month. So let's get rolling.
Yes, sir. What's the tip number 1?
And number 1, first of all, I tell people, look at every way you spend money. Now, we're talking about expenses now. Remember, a debt is something with an outstanding balance that's going to be paid off. I'm talking about those ongoing expenses, whether it be your streaming service, your telephone, your eating out, your clothing, your rent, etc. And there are 4 basic things that you want to do to create money. Why? Because money is nothing but, as I clear my throat,
an idea.
And guys, it's nothing but an idea. And if you're lacking money in your life, it's because you lack ideas. So idea number 1 is reduce it.
Got it.
I mean, as you're looking at all those outflows called expenses, and let's just say it's $2,500 a month. Again, it could be rent, could car insurance, again, streaming, etc. Every month, you should be looking at those numbers and asking yourself the question, what can I do? What's my game plan to reduce some of these things? Now, I know people are probably thinking, William, doesn't that get old? It doesn't. And this is the principle I live by. You can tell your mind is expanding when you look at something old, but you see something new. You look at that cell phone bill and you say, well, man, I've had it for 3 years, and you move on. But you begin to think and you begin to strategize that you see a new angle to go forward. So that's why we're saying always continue to look monthly, because I like to think you're going to be smarter next month than you are this month now.
Agreed. You don't need Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Hulu.
You're right. Hey, I got a question, because I really don't know the answer to this. We finally broke it down and got our smart TV.
Congratulations.
Man, love it, man. We got our smart TV. Now, I'm going to sit down after tax, and I'm assuming that smart TV has all the apps there, etc. That smart TV should help me save my direct TV bill, shouldn't it? Can it? It won't?
No.
Okay, won't. Okay.
No.
All right.
It has the apps built in.
I got you.
So, but you would still need to.
The service itself.
Correct.
Okay.
So, like, you would still need an Amazon subscription, Amazon Prime, Netflix.
Okay.
Sling if you use it, or
I got you.
DirecTV slash, Spectrum, Time Warner, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm going to find a way. I'm going to find a way for that smart TV to outsmart me and save me some money. But back to the point number one, for years we've been teaching with that reduce it, something called the 10-10 principle, Council. And I'm going to clear my throat again and let you explain it to our listening audience today. All right, here we go.
10-10
Old
principle.
school, old school.
10 ways. No, 10 items that you spend money on and reduce them by $10.
Yeah. And that's just phase one. I know people are like, duh. But think when you do that, that's $100 a month.
Right.
It's legally tax-free. It's residual every month it comes. And the more you're hanging here with us and bridging the gap, you're going to think at a higher level. And in probably 2 or 3 months, you'll do 10 items at $20 a month. That's $200.
Right.
Most people, if you're spending $2,500 a month on living expenses, most people could probably reduce those expenses at least $10 a month. And that's just reducing them and not talking about the other 3 items that we're going to talk about.
Gotcha. And that made me think of something. You have Dish or DirecTV?
I actually have DirecTV.
Do you have boxes?
I do have boxes, yeah.
What the smart TV Mate can do, like my Time Warner, as long as I have an LG TV, the app is built in. So I don't need a box. So I don't have to pay that monthly fee to rent the box.
I got you.
So that could be one of your 10-10s.
There you go, see?
If the DirecTV app is already built into the TV, you don't need a box for it.
See, and that's why I tell people you need a financial empowerment team, because imagine having a team of people who really want to build wealth. And areas that I may not know, you're awesome in, and vice versa. So look at having a financial empowerment team that you can harvest ideas, and everybody not only save money, but start making them money, because 2 can always do more than twice as much as 1. I believe that.
1 can put 1,000 in flight. 2 can put 10,000.
Maybe he's been in his word this morning. Look at him. His sons probably shared the daily devotion with him today. Okay.
They did make breakfast in bed for my wife this morning. That was
look at that. What were you doing then?
I was already here.
Oh, excuse me. Okay, I respect that.
So I got some pictures of it.
I got to see those, man.
What's the second tip?
The second thing is very simple. Eliminate it.
Okay.
A lot of times we get stuff, and because we were pumped up and motivated, and we never use it. We say, look through your financial numbers, your automatic drafts, those things, and just say, I'm going to find some things to eliminate. I know I have something I got through Bank of America, some type of QuickBook online service. It's $15 a month. Don't know why I got it, never used it, but after tax season, it doesn't seem like a lot, guys, but I'm going to eliminate that. That's $15 a month that I can use somewhere else.
Yeah.
And, and 15 by itself is not that impressive. But if I do 15 times 15, that's close to $200 right there, all because I've better managed my money. And that's a seed to help me do some greater things in life.
Agreed. I found something like that too on my business. I didn't even know I signed up for EFAX.
Yeah.
Why am I paying for EFAX?
You got it, man.
So yeah, I counsel that.
That's good. And that's why it's important to look at your statements, whether online or old school paper, because you'll be amazed at. And what's happened is we've grown to accept unnecessary expenses, and most people have a lot of waste. So let's get rid of that waste. Let's cut TED or the expenses without even having a business.
And it gets even more dangerous when you actually making money.
Oh man,
you won't miss the 15.
Oh man,
you look at it. You've been doing it for 8, 9, 10 months.
Yeah.
And if things ever got tight, man, I could have cut this so long ago.
But now's the time to do it. Because like you said, when you start making 6 figures or 7 figures, you may have a draft that's $200 or $300. And because you have the cash flow, you don't think much about it. Even as you start really making money, you got to stay on top of it. Like we said before, you have to run your personal finances like a successful business.
Agreed.
And this is low-hanging free money that everybody should be looking for on a month-to-month basis.
Agreed. So that third tip, we got the first 2, reduce it, eliminate it.
There you go. Make your money work as hard as you make. A good example, your cell telephone.
Yes, sir.
Next to his wife, he loves that cell telephone. But that cell telephone, you love it. Why? Because it makes you money.
Yep.
So if you're going to spend money, and we're not opposed to spending money and spending it on nice things, ask yourself the question, how can that cell telephone make me money? How can that car make me money? How can my internet make me money? I mean, and trust me, you'll be amazed to know the things that you have in your life. I mean, even if you decide to have DirecTV, find something educational. Every morning, I start off by watching CNBC, the stock channel, and that keeps me abreast of the economy at large. If I start seeing a lot of stocks going through that's an odd, small one, I'll go do research, because if the big guys in pre-market, if this stock's moving and people are buying it, I need to understand the why behind it. Right. So that 30 minutes every morning I do that, I'm picking up at least a tip a week. So again, if you're going to spend the money, ask yourself the question and answer the question, how can it make me money? And sometimes through the educational process, that could be the answer.
Agreed. It doesn't always have to mean starting an LLC or a business.
You got it, man.
It could be posting some stuff and offer up that's been sitting in your garage.
You got it,
with
man.
your phone, and you just made some money with it. You know, it doesn't always have to end up in a business.
Good point, man. Good point. And I'm amazed, and I'm not into it as well as you are, but it's amazing the number of online services that let you take a picture of stuff.
Yep.
And it could even be other people's stuff who are lazy.
Yep.
And say, hey, light bulb, I want to sell some of your stuff. I'll sell it. We'll split the profit. Hey, and this person like saying, why not? I don't know how to do it. Those are the kind of simple ideas that you can do. And God knows how you may find an older grandparent that may have some antiques or some silver, and the price of silver is about $27 an ounce. I'm talking ounce, man.
Yeah.
And back in the day, probably your grandmother, maybe your great grand, had like silver teapots that are probably worth a couple of $1,000.
Wow.
So anyway.
Yeah. But to that point though, my wife had this water jug, a smiley face water jug she got in like 10th grade. Never opened it. For some reason, these things are worth a lot of money now. She never used it. I mean, we've been carrying it for the last couple moves, and she was finally going through stuff trying to eliminate.
Yeah.
It's like, I wonder how much I can get for this. Put it on eBay, sold it for like $300.
You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, it's a collectible item.
And she had it since she was 10 years old.
Since she was like 10 years old.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but I mean, again, she just something she's been carrying around, use a cell phone, post it on eBay, $300.
I like the sound of that, man.
Was never going to be used.
I love it. Yeah. I love it.
So we got the first three: reduce it, eliminate it, make money.
Yeah.
Make you money.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
The fourth one
is make it tax deductible. You know, we're wrapping up tax season here. And so often people have the misunderstanding that the only way to make money is having a business. It's probably it's one of the best ways, but you'll be amazed. And here's a simple example. If somebody owned a piece of land, okay, and in turn, they could sell that land. And even though it might have cost them $5,000, 10, 15 years ago, that land's worth, let's say 25,000 now, they're getting a $25,000 write-off right now.
Okay.
So no capital gains are required, but you only paid $5,000 for it, and you're now getting a $25,000 write-off. Or, I mean, there are other things that you can do, but the whole point is, if I'm going to spend the money, can I make it tax deductible? And normally it does require an entrepreneurship or a business.
Got it.
Used to be a time your cell telephone was not deductible. Now it's probably 99.9% tax deductible, you know?
Yeah.
Same thing about your car. Even the home that you have, probably at least 20% of that. Make it tax deductible without you spending a dime more. So again, those are the four general ways that we tell people to look at their expenses without per se having a business. The last one did require a business, but the bottom line is there's tremendous monies in your expenses.
Yeah, and I think too, when we think business, it doesn't have to mean you a Fortune 500 company.
Oh, you got it, man.
If you have a passion, a talent, and ability, there's no reason you shouldn't have some structure that you service or provide that talent or strength through, if that makes sense. So if you like to bake cakes, maybe you don't only sell 2-3 a year, start a business for it. And you can do a lot of things tax-wise.
It's true, man.
That'll benefit you more so than you making $1 million doing it.
You're right.
You remember the definition of starting of someone who's starting a business?
What is it?
I think it's something about being in pursuit of a profit. What definition is that?
Well, it says all you have to do is just be on the pursuit of making a profit.
Yep.
Didn't say you had to. It's like this ink pen. I could say, man, I think people really need this ink pen. I'm going to start it. And by me starting the sale, I really want to make some money.
Yeah.
Immediately, without signing any papers, no registration, I now have a legitimate business.
In the pursuit of a profit.
Profit. There you go, man.
Got
no
it.
doubt about that, brother.
I remember that for some reason.
That's good stuff. That's real good stuff. I like
agreed,
that.
Agreed. So I think that wraps up our lesson for the day. Anything you want to add to it?
I'm in good shape, man. I just want to tell the people, stay connected with us. And going back to the business piece, I'm really liking some affiliate programs out there, companies that are well established. Yep. And we're going to talk about that probably in the weeks ahead. I know, like, we've just formed a strategic relationship with a client. I use the word boss.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to be able to help small business owners rebuild their credit, start business credit, and get unsecured lines of credit. One of our guys that we tested with, I think I told you about it. In 6 months, his score went up like 75 points. Mm-hmm. They're building his business credit called Paydex, and he's gotten close to $50,000 in unsecured funding, and he is bouncing off walls, and he has a private coach. So all that we're going to share with you guys, I'll say in the next 2 months or so.
Yeah, definitely want to test it out, make sure it works.
No doubt about that, my friend.
Agreed 100%. Well, that wraps up episode
17, man. 17.
17. I'm your host, Counselor Glenn.
Hey, William V. Thompson.
We'll see you guys on the next one.